welcome. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the grand reopening of the North Edison Branch Library. Thank you all for joining us as we celebrate this exciting milestone for our community. Today marks more than a reopening of a building. It marks the beginning of a new chapter. Libraries are places where people of all ages come to discover, learn, connect, and grow. They are centers of knowledge, creativity, and opportunity, and this beautifully renovated branch reflects our continued commitment to serving the needs of the Edison community. We are grateful to everyone who made this day possible, including our dedicated library staff, local officials, state officials, community partners, and the many residents who support and with enthusiasm our vision to bring this building to life. Of course, no grand reopening would be complete without a few remarks, a few heartfelt thank yous, and a few well-deserved recognitions. So to start today's event, it's my pleasure to introduce the pleasure of the library's Board of Trustees, Anthony DePasquale, and please join me in giving him a warm welcome.
Good morning, everybody. So before I begin, I want to take a moment to thank my family. So if my family could please stand up. My wife's so happy about this part. It's my wife, Michelle, Anthony, and Emilio. Yesterday we celebrated 33 years of marriage, and she knows exactly who I am. So during the reception, no questions to her at all. So on behalf of the Edison Public Library Board of Trustees, it is my great privilege to welcome you all to the grand opening of this newly renovated and expanded North Edison branch. Today is a very special day for the library system and for the entire community. This library is not just for the staff to be here. This library is for the whole community. It's for the parents, it's for the children. I tell this story whenever I speak for the library stuff is that, my mother passed away about 3 years ago, but library was an important part in our family. I grew up at Rahway, and we would always go to story time. We would always go to take books out. We would read stories with her. And to this day, this many years later, I still remember, and I can still feel how I felt as a child being at the library. It was just a special place for us. It was like, you go to an amusement park and you have that's what it was to us, as to me and my brothers and my sister. The North Edison branch has been part of this community since 1971. For more than 5 decades, generations of families have walked through these doors. Children have discovered their first book. Students have studied here. Neighbors have met here. It's a great community place, not just for reading books, not just for education, but it's also a place to meet your fellow neighbors. People have come here looking for information, opportunity, connections, and sometimes just a quiet place to sit and read. And those parents that have a house full of kids, you know what I'm talking about when you need to get away. Today we celebrate the next chapter in that history. This renovation and expansion is about much more than adding a space to a building. It's about creating new opportunities for the people that we serve. We now have expanded spaces for children, adults, more rooms for meetings and community programs, areas for creativity and innovation, and new spaces that will allow us to serve the community in ways that were simply not possible before. I could just imagine that students that come here will be the next astronaut, will be the next president, will be the next person that will change the world medically. That's why libraries are so important, is because they learn here. They learn at schools, and they learn at libraries, and they learn at home. But the library is important. I still hear from people use the library? Really? Why do we have libraries still? They can all look online. And I tell them, you don't understand. We have 500,000 in our system, 500,000 items that go out every year and they bring back. 500,000. There's not many libraries in the state that can say that. While we broke ground on this project, I said this library would touch countless lives for generations to come. And I believe that still. Like I said before, anybody who comes here, they have that chance to learn and to touch lives here and in the future. Projects like this don't happen because of one person or one organization. They happen because people work together with a shared vision. I want to thank Mayor Sam Joshi, the Edison Township Council for the support. I also want to thank our state and county representatives who support and advocate for projects like this. Your partnership and commitment to public libraries plays an important role to today. And we are grateful for your support of the Edison community. I want to also thank our library director, Alan Kleiman, for his leadership throughout this project and for his continued commitment to improving library service throughout Edison. And I also want to thank the library staff. They worked tirelessly to get this library ready and set for this grand opening. And they do an amazing job. Can we give them all a hand? So before I conclude, I would like to take a moment to recognize the library trustees who have served during the years that brought us to this day. This project has been years in the making. During that time, trustees helped guide the North Edison branch through planning, funding, designs, approvals, construction, and ultimately to the beautiful library that we're opening today. So as I recognize you, if you could please stand up. I just first want to start with Patricia Massey, who is a former president of the Library Board of Trustees. Lisa Krause, Fiona Mead, Susan O'Neill. Now this name, I'm not going to get correct. Alan only did once. Jyothi Pamadimukala. Brian Rivera, Shreyans Patel, Joseph Romano, Katrina Leary, Pallavi Kabadi, Rinki Singh, Ralph Errico, and Shivanti Patel. Shivanti, I know you're here somewhere. There you are. To all our past and present trustees, thank you for your time, your service, and your commitment to the Edison Public Library. This project crossed multiple boards and many stages. Every trustee who served during this journey contributed to the work that we are seeing today. I would also like to thank Joe Palenbit, who is our counsel to the Edison Public Library Board of Trustees. Joe, if you can stand up. Joe's guidance, professionalism, support throughout this project. Joe just keeps us accountable. He keeps us on the right path and makes sure that the board never loses sight of its responsibilities to the library and to the community that we serve. And I want to finally thank the residents of Edison, because this library would not be needed without the residents. And this library is for the residents, it's for the community. They are here to come here to read, come here to learn, come here to create something. Come here to attend a program, discover a new idea, meet a new neighbor, or introduce a child to the joy of choosing their very first library book. As president of the Edison Public Library, I could not be prouder to stand here today and celebrate this moment with all of you. Welcome home to the North Edison Library Branch. Thank you. So I next have the, there we go, the biggest cheer. So I now have the honor and privilege to introduce Mayor Sam Joshi.
Good morning. This truly is an incredible morning. I hear that cry all the time nowadays. For those of you who don't know, I have a newborn at home, so I just left. I'm fully aware of this. It's okay. She can review her performance later on. I think Tony nailed it when he said all these words. It was very well spoken, very well said. And you really did drive this project home in addition to so many other people. So thank you very much, Tony. What he brought up was an excellent point that this project, almost $4 million worth of project, 50% of which was covered by the state grant, was over the course from inception till ribbon cutting. We're talking 6 years. The idea to where we are today was a total of 6 years. It actually started in a presentation during the last meeting right before COVID. That was when this idea came about. And I say this to you because 6 years from the near dozen library board of trustee members, dozen council members, the state, the county, and even our federal officials, so many folks were involved in making all of this happen. Also that the landmark of, quite frankly, this area of town can now have a true, larger community space for decades to come that we are proud of. Now, of all of the ribbon cuttings, grand openings that I have ever done throughout my tenure as mayor, I will tell you very honestly, this is the most sentimental one for me. And the reason is because I grew up on Library Place. My former neighbor is here as well, along with a few other folks from Library Place, including Pat Massey, who lives right across from here. This truly is the most sentimental one because just like Tony had said that a library is where inspiration is created, and my former neighbor will also verify this, I had wanted to become mayor since I was a kid. And I came to this library, one of the first visions that I had in terms of recreating space for public use was I always wondered why this library was not expanded and bumped out a little bit more. Why wouldn't we just use, I would stand at the end over there and I would say, one day this is going to be expanded. And it's hard to believe you fast forward 30 years later and we have this great opportunity to now expand about 5,000 square feet. So it's a total of now 18,000 square feet of a library. And fun fact, Tony mentioned the 500,000 in circulation. We actually are in municipal libraries. This is among the highest circulation of a library in the state, this particular branch. Something to be really proud of. And so you see the need because folks, especially when kids let out of school, and I know because I was here, on my way home, we would stop here. The kids stop here, youth stop here, and that's why it's such a utilized area, and it continues to inspire, and now it's going to do so for decades to come. And now, not only was this my former street, for those of you who don't know, I'm actually moving right up the street. Again, I'll be back into this neighborhood in a few more months. So now my daughter can also experience this. Yeah. Again, this was all because of every person in this room, from the community to the architects, the engineers, every official that made this happen to secure a few $1 million. And now we have a space where even the girls that's in the room right now, they will be able to use this space in the collective way where we are really proud of. So thank you all for coming out here today. I'm going to recognize our council members. Councilmember Kelly Dima is here. Councilmember Ajay Patil. Councilmember Biral Patel. And I'm going to call up our state legislators together because they were part of securing these funds from the state library grant, and hopefully in the future they secure millions of more dollars for us, right? They're doing an outstanding job, outstanding job. Our Senator Patrick Dignan and our State Assembly member, Robert Karabinchuk.
First of all, Tony told me 33 years, and he says, and they have never had a fight that he won. This is a big deal. I mean, going back to the founding of the United States of America, one of the things that Benjamin Franklin was so adamant about was free public libraries. And why free public libraries? Because the United States of America was always meant to be the land of opportunity. How many people in this room are either immigrants themselves or the child of immigrants? Raise your hand. And why did everyone come to this country? Because it is the land of opportunity, and we cannot forget this. Nothing in my mind is more important than to support our education. Why is Edison Township exploding? You know, we were joking before, a house goes for sale within 3 days, people are bidding over the asking price. Well, first of all, because it's a safe community, but secondly, because of the schools and because of the support for opportunity. And I could not be prouder. I'm happy that we were to be of assistance, Rob and I and Sterling. Keep us I'm sure the mayor will keep us in the loop in the future. And hey, again, I've known Sam since he was a kid. I always remember going to your house. And back then, you sang, my dream is to serve our people. And you are. God bless you. God bless Edison Township. And I'm proud to be here today. And here's my running mate.
Thank you, Senator. This is really an honor to be here today. For myself, when I went to J.P. Stevens, that was a long time ago. I used to meet people here. We used to talk. This is where I got help, in the library, because we didn't have time in the school to get that help. So I actually came here where people actually helped me get through some of the tougher times that I needed in learning. The library is so important. This is where your minds could think about anything. You could dream. Your goals could be developed here. This is where you have that opportunity, especially today, to find a space where it's quiet, where you could actually think about what you want to do, where you want to go, what you want to be, what you just want to enjoy. The quietness here is a great item that doesn't exist today outside. Outside is so busy. Our lives are constantly being challenged with our phone, with how fast the world moves on. Here, you could find yourself, and that's so important. So this, please enjoy it. Come here more. Make 500,000 into $1 million, and then we're looking at a second story. All right? Anyway, thank you so much.
But before we leave, somebody's got to explain the Dewey Decimal System to me. That's later on.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm also going to call up our county commissioner, our very own from Edison Township, Charlie Tamaro.
I won't be as long as Anthony or any of them over there, or the mayor. But first of all, congratulations. Congratulations to the board and all the people that worked so hard to make this a reality. And I want to especially congratulate Sam, because this is more your vision, your dream to add on to this library, and it came into fruition. I remember when you sat as the liaison, when you were on the council, right, to this library board and speaking about and talking about, you know, this big expansion. So congratulations to you, Sam, and for what you've done. I remember Sam when he was 14 years old coming to the council meeting. How long ago was that? So, and sitting in his house and talking about him wanting to run for council and then, of course, running for mayor. So, but this is a great day for Edison, great day for the community, for this community over here. And yeah, I was a year ahead of Rob, so they had horses and buggy when I went to school here. But, and dirt roads. So, but congratulations and thank you.
And I want to recognize a very influential member in Congress, someone that I've known, again, since I was a child, someone who's also been an inspiration, who always helps Edison Township, securing millions of dollars, truly millions of dollars of funds. Our Congressman, Congressman Frank Pallone.
Thank you, Mayor. I have to say, I was listening to my colleagues and what they said, and I had so many memories. I better watch what I say, though. But I remember when I was first running for office, and people would say, "What did you do in high school? Did you play football after school or track?" Or I said, "No." I said, "I used to go to the library," and they would say to me, "Well, don't say that because that makes you sound like a nerd." And I was like, "Well, if the shoe fits, wear it," And then I also people would say to me, "Well, what would you do at the library?" I think it was Rob said, well, we would read, but we'd also socialize." And then somebody said to me, "Well, who would you meet at the library?" And I would say, "Smart women." That's who I would meet at the library. But anyway, seriously, all of this bringing me back to the days when I would go to the library. And it was so important to me. One of the things that I would always do is, you couldn't buy atlases. They're so big and expensive. And even today, I think they're important. And I would look at all the atlases and find all the countries and want to go to the countries. I mean, it's just an enlightening experience. But when I was invited today, I wanted to come because I do think that, I'm sure you've read, and I know that a lot of towns, a lot of municipalities in the state have cut back on their libraries or don't even have libraries, have closed their libraries. So it's to the credit of the mayor and the council and the library trustees that you're actually expanding your library facilities, because I think it's really important, and I think that it's really a mistake to see the cutbacks that we're seeing in so many towns around the state. And I know Edison is not oriented that way. You have the great schools and you have the great libraries. But Alan did ask me to mention about the Library Technology Act. At the federal level, we have this legislation that gives money to the states, and some of the money that you get through the state grants is also from the federal government. And I know I'm trying not to be too political today, but he also mentioned to me that, I said, "Well, how is there any money left? Because I know the president keeps zeroing it out in his budget every year." And he said, "Oh, yeah, but you and the Congress put the money back in." So we're very proud of the fact that we put the money back in. And the technology aspect is important, too, because libraries aren't just a place to read, hard copy books, but also to use your computer. And let's not forget that a lot of people don't have access to a computer, right? Or there's somebody else using the computer at home, so you can't go on it. And so that's another thing that's going on here that's very important, the use of the technology grant, and having a library not only be a place to read books, but also to go on the computer and learn so many other things as well. So thank you for inviting me. Thank you. Thanks.
Don't worry, I don't have another long speech. I did want to thank two people who really helped keep this project in the library together. I'd like Alan, if you can stand, and Deborah, if you can stand also. If we can give them a hand. As you know, Alan and Deborah, during this time, there was a lot of work that had to be done. We needed a temporary space. Alan found that temporary space. Books had to be packed up. Books had to be moved. There was just so much coordination that needed to be done for this project. And we thank everybody for the funds and the money and the support that we got from everybody. But these two people coordinated the on-the-ground process of getting the staff ready, getting the books ready, coordinating what did we need for the library. So if we can all just give them another hand. And I'm going to introduce Alan up.
Well, that's probably one of the biggest applause, so now I can bore you with a couple of more things, huh? I want to thank all our elected officials for sharing this great day with us. I also would like to acknowledge some of my colleagues who are here today. we are a library, but we are connected with other libraries around the county, around the state. And I would ask, we have Maura and Sharon from the State Library here. We have Stella here. If all of you who are here today from other libraries to support us in the event, can you please stand up? We want to give you also an acknowledgement for being here and supporting us. We're really not alone. We all work together. We all ensure that what happens in Edison happens equally along the county. The mayor already spoke about how 6 years ago, when he had discovered that there would be the issue of a state grant. This is the third. The building opened in 1971. 1979, we had our first expansion. This is now our second expansion. Was it long overdue? Perhaps, but that's what makes this expansion so meaningful. Great things happen when people come together. When elected officials, library trustees, and community partners and residents each play their part in making a vision a reality. So what will be the next chapter of the North Edison Branch Library? So what will history say? I think they will say that this is a library in motion, a library that continues to evolve, a library where every person who walks through these doors, whether it's their first visit or their 100th, finds a place to discover, a place to learn, a place to grow, a place to socialize, which many people have already talked about, and a place to meet a neighbor, a place that truly represents the community. As we continue renovating our locations and prepare to welcome a new bookmobile in the fall, each project gives us an opportunity to be actually reborn once again. And for me, every completion is not the end. It's simply the beginning of what comes next. So this is phase one. So I want to thank you all for being here for phase one. If I can ask you to, we're going to go next is going to be the ribbon cutting ceremony in the library with refreshments sponsored by the Friends of the Edison Public Library. If everyone would make their way out into the lobby and into the main library, we will have the ribbon cutting. And if we do, gentlemen and Kelly, would you come this way? We're going to put you behind the reverend, so you're on this side. Okay. Countdown. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everyone. Refreshments are here in the middle of the room. Staff is around if you have any questions, and explore, and welcome.